In a quite quick activation of signing. We spoke about him the other day in the office, and we looked back to his time here before, where he was a real positive influence on the squad. I think he was very popular with the supporters due to his energy and work rate and talent. So sometimes these things just happen, and this has just happened, and we certainly welcome him back with open arms. I think next year, as much as I think we've just been tipped by certain betting companies to go and win the league again, it's not going to be that easy. There's going to be a big step up in quality, and yet we're going to have to add a little bit more in all dimensions of our play, including aggression. So I think he'll bring aggressiveness to the team. He'll bring pace and energy and life, and not that we haven't got that already, but it's you can't have enough good players, and he's certainly another good addition.
The third close season signing, following on from Paddy Madden and also Kane Drummond. So what are your thoughts on those two players?
I think, you asked me about two players, I think in all three you've got three different types. You've got a lad who's hungry to succeed, who's come from the Northern Premier League in Kane. You've got Tim, who's been here before, obviously left Arsenal, done a tour of the globe, and now he's back to sort of try and help us in our League Two quest. And you've got Paddy Madden, who certainly has been there and done it. And with him and Griggy and obviously Quiggs, that's three very good forwards for League Two level, let alone National League. So we've been there and done it with National League. Hopefully these three signings will help us get up the top end of League Two next season.
How important do you feel it's been to get that business done early? It's not long since the end of the season, and already three new signings putting pen to paper.
Yeah, the manager's always keen on, since the few years I've been working with him, very keen to keep people ticking over at the stadium. There's always a few staff here, footballing staff most days, to make sure things get done. He's very keen on that, to make sure that no one rests on their laurels, and it's important obviously that everyone has a break and a recharge, which we're all going to have. But yeah, he's certainly big on getting things done early on, and I'm sure there'll be some business towards the end of the break and even going into pre-season. But to have three players of that quality signed this early is a sign of intention of where we want to get to next season.
What are your thoughts ahead of the new season? Won't be long before the fixtures are out and we can all start planning on those trips to league clubs again. Yeah,
we're all excited for that. Obviously the bread and butter and the initial thoughts are planning for the pre-season games, which we've virtually done. I think they'll probably be announced soon, but I'm sure it'll start with, I'm not giving too much away, of a nice trip to Matlock, so people can get excited about that and seeing some new faces, giving the old faces a nice clap for what they all achieved last season. And after that, when the fixtures are out, obviously the supporters more than us will plan for their away days, and I think this year is much more of a northern league, isn't it, where National League was really turning into a bit of a southern league. So hopefully a little bit less travelling for us, but more importantly the supporters. Travelling great numbers last year, so I think they'll be very excited about seeing who we've got first game. It's usually first game of the season at Boxing Day, and last game. They're the three that everyone looks for.
You mentioned the trip to Matlock Town, and last I heard was over 70% of the tickets have been sold, so it promises to be a great day out for supporters. Yeah,
it is always a good day out, especially the sun always seems to be shining. Everyone gets their fish and chips down and has a few beers and enjoys the day, and that's what's important about pre-season is fans enjoy it. They still can look back and celebrate the promotion, but as the weeks go on in pre-season, that sort of celebration dies out, and it's all about looking forward. As staff, led from the gaffer now, it's all about looking forward. Yes, we've achieved great things through getting this team into League Two, but now let's look forward, because we want next season to be really successful. Will it be as successful as last season? Who knows?
I think we looked at the game at Matlock last season, and it was a great result and performance that sort of gave supporters that feeling it was going to be something special.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned before how me personally, I sort of was really blown away by the spring in the step of the players when they returned from their break, especially after the heartache of Wembley. And I think that performance typified that opinion where, we were on fire, albeit against all due respect at a team a few levels below us. You're expected to win, but the life, energy and the performance levels and individual skill that players showed that night, I think gave everyone hope and optimism that this could be the season. And throughout that we've used that phrase of, don't get carried away, but this could be the season. I felt somebody who's only been up here 3 or 4 years, that the town was believing a bit more than they had in previous years, and it followed through with that sentiment. So yeah, hopefully we can have a nice day out of Matlock, but it's down to business for us as staff and players about getting fit, carrying on the way the manager wants them to play, adding a few dimensions maybe, because it's going to be a different level to what a lot of people are used to next season. And like I say, what will be, but we're certainly being optimistic that we can have another good season.
Without giving anything away about the particular teams involved, league opposition lined up in pre-season, which will give a good build-up to the new campaign.
Yeah, you always try and get a balance. So you have Matlock, and you sort of build your way into it. Obviously, a lot of 45 minutes floating around for players gradually turns into 60 minutes, and then when you play the bigger team, shall we say, certain players getting 90 minutes, and usually the last game before the start of the season, you're looking at your team probably to start the season. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of disappointed faces come that last pre-season game before the first league fixture. But like last season's show, we need everyone singing off the same hymn sheet. We had a really good squad dynamic last season, and I'm pretty sure that these 3 lads we've signed will certainly add to that good dynamic.